Hello, English 271 students. This is a just kind of a video since we're entering the home stretch of the semester. I want to touch base with you guys on some stuff that you should be looking out for and certainly planning for moving forward, because after spring break, the semester is going to move rather swiftly. So first and foremost, Test 2 is graded. Few things that I noticed that overall in general need to be worked on. First and foremost, when you're dealing with any literary analysis, it should be written in the third person. On some of the short answers and the essays, there was some first person. I think, I feel, I believe, I look at this way, and some second person. You need to eliminate that stuff. So write just in the third person. Secondly, just kind of a reminder that sections 1 and the 2 parts of section 2 are to be considered closed book. You should study before you take those portions of the test, because if you try to go through the book to find your answers, you're probably going to run out of time. I do consider the essay to be open book, so I would expect you to incorporate like direct quotes from the text and things like that in the essay portion. Okay, I also want to take a look at the calendar because we've got some stuff coming up. Test 3 is going to be due on Monday, April 10th. That will be posted. I think it's posted already. I'm going to double check. If it's not, it certainly will be before the break. Your research paper for the course. The first thing for that is due on April 21st. It says the 17th on the reading list, but I've bumped it to the 21st. That's the annotated bibliography. Now, there's an explanation of the annotated bibliography in your text, but basically what I'm expecting there is you'd have a minimum of 3 sources. They have to be valid sources. Keep in mind that there's an approved research material policy for this course. You may want to review that from the syllabus, because there's some source material you have to get permission from me to use. So you have to use 3 sources, and each source should contain the following. You need to write 2 or 3 sentences summarizing the source, 2 or 3 sentences discussing why you think the source is valid, and then probably closer to 3 to 4 sentences on how you might use that source in your essay. And this is for each annotation. So you need a minimum of 3 for the annotated bibliography. The essay needs 4, but for the annotated bibliography, it's for me to see that you're on the right track for your research. Also, you may encounter in upper division classes teachers who require an annotated bibliography. Next, the next due date that I want to discuss is also April 21st, and now this is optional, but if you want to submit a rough draft of your essay in the extra credit form in the discussions tab, you can do that. It's 5 points extra credit on your paper if you submit a full rough draft, and then it's 1 point up to 5 points per draft that you comment on. So even if you don't quite have a rough draft ready yet, or maybe you're planning on using Hamlet for your research paper, and want to wait until we get a little bit of class discussion on it, you can still get extra credit by commenting on your classmates' work. So if you were to submit an essay and comment on 5 classmates, that could be a total of 10 points, which would be a 5% boost on your paper. So I do encourage everyone to do that. And then the final draft is due on Monday, May 1st. That's the last week of class and the first week of finals, because we're splitting finals between a weekend. So finals start on Wednesday, May 3rd, and finals week ends on May 9th. Your final is due on the 5th of May, which is a Friday. Now, you've probably noticed the calendar events, but you do need to schedule a time to take your final with one of the campus libraries. It needs to be proctored. So if you have any questions about that, please let me know. But the little announcement has the phone numbers if you can't make it to campus to schedule your appointment. Okay, I think that's about it. I hope everybody has a fun and safe spring break. And if you want to get ahead, you're welcome to. And I'm going to try and post some of the stuff that will be due after spring break today, in case you are planning on working a little bit on the class over spring break.